you may want to renegotiate the deal and have the former owner possibly evict the tenant, change the acquisition price, because you're not, that cost of evicting and relocating that tenant is going to not be a qualified cost for LIHTC.
So the moral of the story is tenant relocation costs are not all ineligible basis. Some are associated with the land and some are expense. So keep that in mind. Those are the items I have relating to eligible basis in Chapter 8. So I'm going to turn this back over to Chris. Oh, I have one more slide. Forgive me. Bond issuance costs. There are a number of costs associated with issuing tax-exempt bonds, and here's a list of what may be included in bond issuance costs. And if we move to the next slide.
Yeah, so this I can touch upon, Colin. These next two slides that we're going to bring up or discuss, it's an area that I actually, a few of us in the industry have sort of a small problem with. The IRS audit guide and the IRS position specifically brings up the fact that if you're dealing with tax-exempt bonds, that those costs are ineligible, or they're not an eligible basis because they view them as a bad cost. And I'll bring it up on this next slide here. That so I'll bring up the example of you have two bonds in place, and you have a bond deal, I should say, and you have two bonds in place. One's going to be construction to perm, the other one's construction only, and be paid off when the final capital contribution comes into play. Basically using that bond cost to